few things that your nutritionist, your doctor, your chiropractor, anyone you go to for your health should never be asking you when it comes to building your health. Okay, and that's what we're talking about here today on the Morning Pause. Good morning. I am Tanya Gustafson, your board certified nutritionist, hormone coach, behavior specialist, helping women take back control of their health, hormones, weight, and roll back those menopause symptoms the world keeps telling you have to live with, and you don't. So I alluded to this in a post earlier this week, but there's a lot of things that are still, like, the dogma is still out there, right? So a lot of belief around calories. So if your nutritionist, your doctor, whoever you go to is saying, you know, you should be eating this many calories per day, or how many calories are you eating, or how many calories did you cut, or, if you need to lose weight, you should be maybe cutting about 200 to 500 calories every single day now. See if that helps. It's not going to help, because all calories are not created equal. Nutrients are not numbers, right? So we need to focus on the nutritional value of food rather than just the number that it says on the box, or that you can, Google or research, or that shows up in your Fitness Pal or something like that, right? So if you're not also looking at the nutrient value, you are not getting enough nutrition. Makes sense, right? Okay, so that's number one. Shouldn't be asking you how many calories are you eating. They should be asking you what types of food are you eating, how many servings of fruits and vegetables are you having, how much protein are you having, how often are you eating, right? So that brings me to the next one. They should never be saying, asking you to skip breakfast, especially for women, to fast, or to do a fasted workout. So if they're saying, how long are you waiting before you eat in the morning? How long, how long are you waiting and then working out, right? If they're telling you about a gap where you should be, if they're asking out of concern, like, okay, you know what, you really shouldn't be waiting longer than an hour in the morning or something like that. That's great. That's what they should be saying, because you shouldn't. You need to be eating, having that protein. Here's my protein hot chocolate. I'm not a coffee gal, but you can put your protein in your coffee if you like. Cheers. There you go. But you need to have that protein within that first hour you get up, so that your blood sugar doesn't crash. It's already low in the morning, and cortisol is rising in the morning to wake you up. And so that combination, if you're not eating and then you have coffee first thing in the morning, it spikes things up. And that cortisol that was up to wake you up and is supposed to nicely come down as you make it through the day is now pushed higher along with your insulin to keep you jacked up. And that's why everyone says, oh, my coffee is giving me that boost in the morning. Well, if you eat first and nourish your body, you're going to get that natural energy, and then you can have the coffee just because you like the coffee, okay? So no waiting. Have that protein within that first hour, and then multiple times throughout the day. Now, if your health care person, your nutritionist is also telling you, hey, don't eat after 6 p.m. Remember, Oprah used to say that, oh, we're not eating after 6 p.m., right? Okay, well, how does that work now if you work afternoons, if you work nights, if you are maybe it's the weekend now and you've slept in and maybe you're going to bed early? That's great. Don't eat after 6. But what happens if you're up really late? You have to get a project done, or you have company over or something. It depends on the number of hours you are awake. Think about your body like your car. We're back to the car. Remember that? That's my favorite analogy. And so your body's your vehicle that drives you through life. When you're driving your car, if you're driving farther, if you're driving faster, if you're putting more load on your vehicle, you're going uphill, you're towing something, whatever, you are using more fuel. Same with your body. If you are staying up later, if you're doing more stuff, if you're working out harder, you need more fuel. So simply saying don't eat after 6 might work for some people in some situations. Sure, it will. But it's not a blanket statement that we can deal with for each and every person. So that's like a personal thing. So there's 3 things right there. Like don't be counting your calories. They shouldn't be asking how many calories you're eating. You should be cutting your calories, fasting your workouts, or restricting your time for eating. And all of these things are not great for your health, and they're going to spike your blood sugar. They're going to tank your blood sugar. They're going to do both, which means you're going to be burning muscle, storing fat. You'll have less energy, less concentration and focus, more brain fog, you won't sleep as well, and you're really going to have trouble losing any weight, and you're really going to experience a greater intensity of those menopause symptoms, which is something every woman wants to avoid. And actually, I was at a reunion last night for my grad reunion, 40 years. Ended up talking to a few women about this, and a few men as well. They're saying, my wife says that there's one for men too, and I've got it. Yes, there is. He said, she calls it menopause. Well, that's what a lot of people call it. It's actually called andropause, but it's a thing. And so if you're a guy out there, or ladies, if your husband is experiencing this, he should be following along with these tips too, because it's all based in your hormones. And we talk about blood sugar here. Health is all BS, blood sugar. And if your blood sugar is not balanced, your hormones cannot be balanced. And all those things we're talking about come down to hormones, right? Insulin is a hormone. The blood sugar, the diabetes, cortisol, it's a hormone. It's your stress hormone. It's your fat storage hormone. And so if you're not balancing, all these things are out of whack. Estrogen's a hormone. It's made and regulated in your gut. So we need to really focus on the nutritional value of your food, the balance of your food, how frequently are you eating your food and the quality of it, and then getting your daily movement. How much water are you taking in, and are you hydrated? There's two entirely different things, right? If your body's not absorbing it, you can, don't stop drinking the water, but you need to do something now to help absorb it. So, and then stress, are you managing, your stress, and are you filling in your nutritional gaps? Because we all have gaps, and that's something that we talk about. All of these things I call them the 6 plates. You can go and watch the video over at fuelignitethrive.com, or click the link in the bio. It'll take you right over there to my website. The video pops right up. It'll talk to you about blood sugar, about the 6 plates, about the hormonal balance. You can go watch that for free. And that's the basis of what we teach here in the Fit Menopause Method, helping women really navigate this whole uncomfortable time in midlife, but it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. That's the thing. If you're uncomfortable, reach out, because you don't have to be. Drop fit below. I will send you the video directly. And then if that resonates with you, we can get on a little call. And I'd love to have you join the group. We meet every Tuesday night, and just learning so we can do better, right? If you know better, you can do better. And let's get you feeling better. That's the big thing. So thanks for joining me here on the Morning Pause. I'm back tomorrow morning, regular time during the week, 6:15 a.m. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. See ya. Have a great weekend.